I have a Muscovy nest update for you. If you remember from a previous video, I showed you that I have a mama Muscovy on a nest of eggs, and I told you I would keep you updated if anything happened with them before they hatch. I came into the shack yesterday and things had taken a turn for the worse, like I feared that they would. There was an egg on the floor that was broken. There wasn't much left of it, but there was a little bit of blood in it. So I know for sure that it wasn't a random egg. It was definitely egg that had started developing, and it was probably from her nest because I don't have any other ducks on eggs. So that's kind of a bummer. And I threw it away without thinking about even showing it to you. These things like stress me out a lot, and I was really distraught finding it. I was hoping that she was going to do better this time around, and it's just so disappointing and so stressful because it's just out of my hands and there's nothing I can do to keep her from eating her eggs. And I give her all this food and all this water. It's right here in the shack with her. She doesn't have to go far for it, so I don't know why this happened. I just don't know. But then I was out doing my chores and I found another egg in the run, which is a little bit odd. I have this fenced in run for my ducks to stay in because we have a lot of, we have coyotes and big neighbors' dogs, so I just don't take any chances with them. They're not great at coming back to the shack at night, so they are in a fenced in run. So I was out in the run yesterday and I found an egg out there, which is kind of odd. My ducks don't usually lay eggs out there, so I don't know if that one was from her nest too and it just rolled down the ramp and ended up out there, or where it really came from. I threw that one away without breaking it open, so I honestly don't know. But after I threw away that shell, it really started to bother me. So I opened up her box and just took a look inside, and she's a mess. So we had a lot of flooding, and all my ducks are kind of dirty because they're out there poking around in the mud, but she doesn't really leave here a whole lot because she's on eggs. And she's just a mess. She's so dirty, and I just peeked in there and I noticed that she's so dirty, so I was like, this is really weird. Like, I was a little bit concerned about it. So I got her to stand up and move out of the box so I could see her better. And she's got a huge wound on the back of her head and a little bit of blood around her neck. I'm sorry if this is getting a little graphic. It doesn't get worse than this. So she's injured. She's moving around fine. She's a little, I don't know, a little bit, like acting a little bit off, but like nothing too crazy. She goes out into the run with the rest of the ducks, and I watch her for a little while, and none of the rest of the ducks are bothering her. She's, acting mostly normal. And none of the others are picking on her at that moment, while I'm watching them for this, 15 minutes or so that I'm out there. So I don't know how she got this injury. And then I go into her nest to look at the eggs. So she had 4 of them when I checked last week. And I expected her to keep laying more and build up this nest. So I look in there and she's got 7 eggs. One of them is cracked. So I pulled that one out and I tossed it. And then there's a bunch of egg goo in the bottom of her nest from, eggs being broken and probably eaten and whatever. So now I'm like at this weird point where I don't know if she's eating the eggs or maybe one of the other ducks is eating her eggs and she got in a fight with one of them and she got her injury from defending the eggs. And then I'm thinking, well, maybe a critter like a raccoon or a possum or something got in there and was going for eggs, so she got in a fight with it. I just don't know. I just don't know. And I don't want to keep finding these broken eggs and these dead ducklings because it really bothers me. And yet I don't want to take her away her eggs if she is defending them and trying to be a good mom this time around. I'm just so, I don't know. I'm so confused about what I should do. Like I said, I found all this yesterday. Today's a new day. I'm out here in the shack to check on her. She's still totally a mess, but she's alive and she's sitting on her eggs. Yesterday when I got her to go out of the shack and run around just to watch her a little bit, she was very reluctant to go back in the shack. She spent a few hours outside, which is sort of odd for a bird that's on eggs. I mean, the eggs can be left for a little while. They'll cool down, but the mom will get back on there and warm them up and they'll be totally fine. But for her to be off her nest for a couple hours was a little bit concerning. She did go back in and sit on them again. But I don't know. I just don't know what to do. And I don't know you know, if I can make the decision not to let her have eggs anymore and not to let her build nests. I could just say done. You know, I'll fight you every day until this broody thing ends, and I'll just keep taking the eggs away, and that'll just be it. But if she's trying to be a good mom this time around, it would be nice to have her raise some babies, you know? So it's like, I just don't know. And the fear that I really have with leaving the eggs with her is that if she's eating her own eggs, the other ducks could watch her and learn this bad behavior. So it's not just, oh, let her eat the eggs, it's not that big of a deal, you know, because it could become a big deal. I have 10 ducks. She's one of the 10. So if she's eating eggs and the others are watching her do this, it can actually be a really bad thing for the flock. I'm just so at a loss. For now, I am just going to let her have the nest. I can't feel good about taking them away from her right now. I'm just not totally convinced that that is the best decision. So I'm going to let her have the eggs. In a couple days, I'll check on her again. If there's anything for me to tell you about that checkup, I will definitely update you. But that's all I have for now. I really wish I wasn't even making this video. I wish that this was uneventful and I could have checked in with you, you know, at the, you know, when she was done incubating and been like, look at all these beautiful ducklings. Like, I hate this. I hate that I have to make this video. But I wanted to update you and let you guys know what's going on. And that's it for now. In the comments, please let me know your thoughts. If you have ducks, really let me know if you had this situation, what you would do. I'm so curious to know what you think might be going on, whether you think she's eating the eggs or it's another duck or some kind of critter. I wish I had more evidence to show you. I will do a peek in the box, so let's go do that really quick. But please do leave your comments. I need some support here. I know it's so silly because they're just ducks, but it's like, it really bothers me. It bothers me a lot. So leave me a comment. Thanks. So here's her box from the outside. Nothing really new, a lot more feathers and stuff from her nest building. I'm going to put this down for a second and open it up. I scared her on accident when I was opening her box, but there she is. You can see that her feathers are just a mess, and you might be able to see that wound there on the back of her head. That's not a black spot. That's a spot that is missing feathers. And her feathers are all just plastered down and so messy and dirty. I just don't know what the deal is with that. Let's look at her nest quick, and then I'm going to get out of here because I know I'm stressing her out, and that's really not a good thing. Okay, so there we are. So there are 7 eggs in there. I don't know if there's a new one or if maybe I miscounted yesterday. Definitely a possibility of either of those. So there it is. All right, that's really all I have for you on this update. Please comment below if you watched this entire video. Thanks so much. Bye.